morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning. I hope you're having a good day no matter where you are in the world. Welcome to Wake Up in Yoga, and thank you to VegFest, Global Breath Studios, and our game for allowing us to be together and sharing this space together to open up our weeks. My name is Allie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am in what's currently known as Durham, North Carolina, on the ancestral lands of the Lumbee, Eno, Tuscarora, and Shakori. I'm so glad that you are here with me today, sharing this practice. Today, for Wake Up in Yoga, will be, if you've been with me the past 2 weeks, we've been mainly staying lower to the ground and open up the side body to open up for the week. And so we'll be doing something similar today, but adding in a few standing poses as well. And trying to bring some energy into our bodies and just into our minds and ready to have an energized week. So with that, I think I'd like to invite you to grab any props you might need. I have a blanket here. I have blocks. No worries if you don't have blocks. You don't need them at all, but if you'd like to, books or anything that can be kind of stacked like a block would be great. And that just helps bring the floor up to you so that you have a little bit, maybe more space in poses or can make poses work for you. So go ahead and grab any of those things that you might want. And then when you are ready, find your way back to the mat and onto a seat. You can have your legs crossed, maybe root your sit bones into the earth, maybe move the fleshy part of the seat to the side so you can really ground down. And then let the hands rest on the knees. Let the crown of the head lift tall towards the sky, lengthening out the spine. The eyes can be closed or the gaze soft. Just allow yourself to focus inward and notice how you're doing right now. Letting everything going on outside of you in this moment float away. So we can have the next 25 minutes or so of practice to just be fully present. Start to bring that energy into the body from both the sunlight that's coming in, especially if you're in Durham this morning, and the energy from within you can cultivate from deep inside yourself. So find the breath, deep inhales into the belly, and exhale out the nose or mouth. Inhale through the nose, into the chest, into the belly, and exhale all the air out. And today I'd like to offer us to come back to the affirmation of I am energized. If that doesn't work for you, totally fine. Feel free to just drop it or to choose your own affirmation or intention for the day. It can be I am, fill in the blank, whatever you like. But I'll come back to I am energized. So we'll bring some movement in with the breath. On the next inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and up overhead so that the palms come together overhead. Gaze might be up towards the fingers. And on an exhale, we'll cactus the arms down towards the sides, so hands are by the ears. On an inhale, arms come back up overhead, palms together. And exhale, dive forward onto the ground in front of you and scoop back up on an inhale, palms overhead. Exhale, drop the right hand to the right side and then reach the left fingertips over to the right. Inhale, palms up overhead. Exhale, left hand drops to the left side, right arm reaches to the left. And inhale, arms overhead. And then exhale, we'll twist to the right. So left hand comes to right knee. Gaze comes out over the right shoulder. And inhale to center. Exhale to the left, right hand to left knee. Gaze out over the left shoulder. And inhale to center. Let's go through one more time. So another inhale, reaching up tall. And then exhale, cactus your arms down towards the side, opening chest, open the heart. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, dive forward. Hands and head down towards the ground and then scooping up on an inhale, arms back overhead. Exhale, right hand meets the mat on the right side. Left hand reaches towards the right, opening the side body. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, drop the left hand to the left. Reach the right fingertips to the left. And inhale to center. Exhale, twist to right. Left hand meets right knee. Right hand behind the spine. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand meets left knee. Gaze out over the left shoulder. And inhale back to center. And let the hands drop towards the side. Maybe close the eyes again or soft gaze. Come back to the breath. Hopefully noticing a little bit of energy that we're building. Now we'll tip forward into tabletop position. So root all 5 fingers into the mat. And then root your knees and the tops of your feet into the ground as well. And we'll begin to find some cat-cows here. Opening up the spine, energizing the spine, and following the breath. So on an inhale, gaze comes up, tailbone up towards the sky. And on an exhale, gaze comes towards the chest, tailbone drops, spine rounds. Inhale, belly drops, gaze comes up towards sky. And exhale, spine rounds, gaze inward. Inhale into cow. And exhale, spine rounds into cat. Inhale, gaze up to cow. And exhale, gaze to heart, spine rounds. Go ahead and take a few more cycles on your own, following your breath. And maybe play with holding cat or cow for longer, for a few breaths, and seeing where that takes you. When you feel ready, you can bring just some organic movement into the body, rotating around the hips, around the shoulders, maybe some figure eights. Whatever you need to wake up the body. You know your body best, you're your own best teacher, so listen to that teacher and move into any spaces that need a little bit of extra love, extra movement this morning. And bring attention, bring focus, bring movement there. All right, when you're done with that, find your way back into neutral tabletop. Again, root all 5 fingers into the earth, shoulders come above the wrists, knees are planted into the earth. And then we'll bring in some more movement. So bring your right toes to the back of the mat. And maybe rock forward and back just a little bit to stretch out the right calf. From here, you can stay here, or you can lift the right heel towards the sky so the back leg is parallel to the earth. and stay here. Or if you'd like to, you can reach the left arm forward like you're shaking somebody's hand in front of you. The left fingertips stretch away from the back heel. And then you can stay here, or we can add some more dynamic movement in. So on an exhale, bring the left elbow to right knee. And on an inhale, reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach fingertips and foot away from one another. One more. Exhale, elbow to knee. And inhale, reach long. And then drop the hand and the knee back towards the earth. We'll go on to the other side. So bring the left toes back behind you, then shift forward and back a little bit to open up the calf. And then you can stay here or lift the left heel towards the sky. So the back leg is parallel to the earth, and then stay here or reach the right arm out long in front of you, away from the back heel. And stay here, or on an exhale, bring right elbow to left knee under the body. And inhale, reach long, extending the spine. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach long away from the spine. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach long one more time. And drop the hand and the knee back to the earth. And then bring your toes together, knees wide on the mat. Yourself sit back into child's pose, reaching the fingertips away from the sit bones, and then letting the forehead fall towards the mat. In child's pose, this is a position where you can come home to yourself. Notice how you're doing. Bring the attention inwards. It's always here for you if you need to come back to child's pose. So feel free to just be in child's pose at any point if that works best. When you're ready, go ahead and lift yourself back into tabletop position. We'll do a little bit of stretching for the side body. So from tabletop, you can reach the right foot out to the right side of the mat and then plant the right foot down into the mat as much as you can. Bring the left hand to the left side of the mat, away from the right toes. And then with your right arm, sweep your arm up and overhead towards the ceiling, or your right hand can frame the right ear. You reach long with your right fingertips away from the right toes. This is actually an awesome place if you needed to use books or a block to raise up your left hand. Find that nice stretch in your right side body, opening the ribs and the hip on the right side of the leg, shoulder. And on an exhale, we'll come back down to center with the hands and bring the right foot back in. So we're in tabletop, and we'll move on to the other side. So bring the left foot to the left side of the mat and bring the right hand to the right side of the mat using your books. Block if you want to lift your right hand and sweep the left arm up towards the sky or framing the left ear. Again, stretching out the left side, finding a long line of energy here between your left fingertips and your left foot, rooting the outside of the left foot into the earth. Finding the breath. Inhale, stretching longer. And exhale. One more deep inhale. And then walk your hands back into tabletop position, into neutral, and sit back for another quick child's pose. From there, come back into tabletop position. We'll move into a standing quick warrior sequence here. First, coming into down dog. Go ahead and tuck your toes, plant all 5 fingers into the earth, push out of the hands, and then begin to lift the tailbone up towards the sky and back, letting the heels drop towards the earth. Legs can stay bent or come closer to straight, maybe pedaling out the heels. Finding that long line of energy between your tailbone and your wrists. And same between your tailbone and heels, letting the head drop. Finding your breath in down dog. On an inhale, we'll lift the right heel towards the sky. And on an exhale, tuck right knee in towards the nose and let the right foot drop in between the hands on the top of the mat. From here, we'll turn the left foot so it's at a 45-degree angle with the back of the mat. And then root into both feet. Bring attention into your core, and then with some strength, lift up into warrior one. Letting your fingertips reach towards the sky. Gaze out in front of you. In warrior one, your feet can be in line with one another, or they can be out wider on more railroad tracks. Whatever feels good for you is totally fine. Front knee over front ankle. Shoulders drop away from the ear. Fingertips reaching tall. Find your stability here in warrior one. Just going to turn here. And then we'll drop the left hand towards the side and open up towards the left into warrior two. Reaching the hands out towards the horizon. Stretching long. Gaze out over the front middle fingers. Bending into the right leg and rooting into both feet. We'll straighten the front leg. Bump the left hips up and back. Reach forward with the right hand. And then drop the right hand to the calf, or maybe to the ground, or maybe onto some blocks or books. And then reach the left hand up towards the sky. Opening up the chest, opening the heart. Triangle pose here represents unity. So bringing that focus to unity in all parts of your body while everything's doing something different. It's all one and they're acting together. Reach tall with your left hand. And then feel like someone's pulling you up from your left fingertips up towards the sky. And bring the arms back parallel to the earth out to your sides. From here, we'll turn the toes so that they're parallel to the sides of the mat. Bring the hands to the hips. Then bump the pelvis back and fold forward with your chest so that your head is reaching forward. Gaze down towards the ground. And from here, maybe drop your hands directly below your shoulders. And now you stretch your legs. Maybe you have some space and you want to bring your hands in line with the feet, in line with the arches of the feet. Maybe let your head drop down. Stretching out the low back, the spine. And just letting everything fall, let gravity. Let your head drop towards the earth. We'll bring left hand below the forehead and reach the right arm up towards the sky, finding a twist. And on an exhale, replace the left hand with the right, reaching the left hand up towards the sky, twist on the other side. And exhale, coming back to center. And then walking the hands back up towards the top mat, the right foot. Find your way into lizard pose here. So in lizard, you can take any variation that you like, maybe keeping the back foot, the back knee off the mat, or letting the back knee drop onto the mat. You can stay up on your hands or drop onto your forearms in lizard, finding a nice stretch on the insides of the legs and the hips. And this is an active pose, so your heart shines forward and your gaze is forward like a lizard looking out over the horizon. Find about 4 more breaths here in lizard. And coming back onto your hands, tucking the back toes, and then sweep the right foot to the back of the mat to meet the left. We'll hold in plank for a breath. And then drop your knees, chest, and chin to the earth, elbows in towards your sides, tailbone lifted. Then point the toes, slide forward, chest and gaze come up into a low cobra. Opening the heart, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. And exhale, chest down towards the mat. And then push back into tabletop position. We'll get ready for the other side. Turn here again. From tabletop, tuck your toes, root into the hands, lift the tailbone up towards the sky and back, letting the heels drop. Down dog. Find your deep inhale and exhale here in down dog. Then on an inhale, lift the left heel towards the sky, tuck left knee in towards the heart, and let the left foot drop between the hands at the top of the mat. And bring attention to the back foot and turn the foot so it's at a 45-degree angle with the back of the mat. Root into both feet. Using the core, lift up with the hands towards the sky, reaching tall. Gaze is out over the front, looking directly in front of you. I see nice trees outside. A little bird just flew by, which is beautiful to watch. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Find your strength here in Warrior One. And strength and energy for whatever you have going on today. And we'll drop the right hand and open to the right side. Fingertips reach long out towards the sides. Reaching over the horizon, gaze comes over the left middle finger. And a bend in your front knee. You should be able to see your right toe on the inside, your left toe on the inside of the left knee. Shoulders drop away from the ears. And then straighten your left leg. Let the right hips come back and up. Reach the left fingertips forward and let the left hand drop towards the calf or drop down to the earth that's available to you or onto books or a block. And then reach the right fingertips up towards the sky. Find your breath in triangle. Find unity among all parts of your body working together to be in this challenging pose. And then on an inhale, feel like someone's pulling you up from your right fingertips. Bring arms back out to the side. Turn your feet so that they're parallel to the sides of the mat. Bring hands to hips, bump the pelvis back, and then drop the chest so heart is shining towards the floor. And then maybe bring the hands down below the shoulders. And if you have more space, letting the head drop down towards the earth. Maybe hands come in line with the arches of the feet. Then bring left hand under the forehead and reach the right hand up towards the sky, finding your twist again. And exhale, drop the right hand down towards the earth. Inhale, lift up with the left fingertips. And exhale, hands under the forehead. Then we'll walk our hands back to the front of the mat, to the inside of the left foot, finding lizard again. Keeping an active lizard with your back knee lifted or letting your knee drop towards the earth. Making some space for your hips. Letting chest shine forward. And breathe into the stretch on the insides of the legs in lizard. For 4 more breaths. Root into the hands, tuck the back toes, bring the left foot to meet the right at the back of the mat, hold in plank for a breath, and then drop knees, chest, chin to the earth, point the toes, slide forward into cobra, maybe coming a little bit higher this time if you have space. Heart is forward, finding the energy. And on an exhale, dropping chest back to the earth, pushing into tabletop, and sitting back into child's pose. This time, maybe your thighs coming next to one another and hands dropping down by your sides. Forehead maybe resting on the earth. Find a stretch in your low back. And notice any differences between this child's pose, the first one. Noticing what the practice has brought for you. Maybe some energy and some awakening. And if not, that's fine too. Go ahead and sit up onto your heels. And then let the hips drop to one side. And bring the legs out in front of you long. We'll come into our final twists to close the practice. So go ahead and bend the right leg and then bring the right foot to the outside of the left knee so the whole right foot is contacting the earth. Bring the right arm behind you like a second spine. Reach tall with the left hand towards the sky. Then if you have space, you can hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee and twist towards the right shoulder. If not, you can also just hug the right knee into the chest. Totally fine too. Finding a twist on the inhale, lifting a little taller. On the exhale, twisting a little bit more. And then coming back to center, reaching both legs long on the mat. And then we'll come onto the other side, bending the left leg and bringing the left foot, the whole left foot to contact the earth on the right, outside of the right knee. Bringing the left arm behind the back like a second spine. Reaching tall with the right hand. And maybe letting the right elbow hook onto the right knee. Or just hug the knee with the right arm. Gaze out over the left shoulder. Using your breath to massage out the internal organs. maybe the abdomen and the diaphragm, massaging the organs, and the twist, making space to eliminate waste from the body. Inhale, sit taller. Exhale, twist a little more. And then coming back neutral, legs long. We'll cross the legs and come back into a seated position, letting your hands drop to the knees. Get the crown of the head lifting tall. And just notice the effects of the practice and how you're doing now. Coming back to the breath. Letting a deep inhale, filling the belly. And exhale, letting all the air out. Remembering to yourself, I am energized, or whatever your saying or affirmation was today. I'd like to close practice with the sound of Om, the universal vibration connecting all beings, connecting all of us to one another, even though we're physically separated. If you'd like to join me in an Om, first we'll exhale all the air out, inhale, and then on the next exhale, make an Om sound. And hold that as long as you have breath for. So if you'd like to join, exhale all the air out, inhale, Thank you so much for joining me this Monday morning, or again, whichever day and time it is for you in your part of the world. It's so good to be with you. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you feel a little bit energized after practice. I will scoot forward and check any comments. If you have any comments about practice, I'd love to hear anything. I'd love to know where you're joining from, maybe what your affirmation was today. Global Breath Studios is doing this practice every Monday morning at 8 a.m. So you can just tune in here any Monday morning and practice with us. We love having you. Again, my name is Allie. Absolutely loved sharing this practice with you all this morning. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you again to VegFest, Orgain, and Global Breath for sponsoring this. And I think that's it for me. So feel free to leave any comments and I will adjust as needed. If there's anything else that you want, next week is my last week teaching this class. So I'm happy to integrate anything that you all are looking for. But thanks again for joining, and I hope you have an awesome week and feel really energized and bring the sunshine into your week. Take care.